Hi Mermaidons, I'm Ariel Sahar and this is Naturally Mermaid. It's been a while since we've done a Get Crafty With Me video, so that's what we're going to be doing today. If you're new to the channel, Get Crafty With Me is my response to Get Ready With Me videos where girls are like putting on their makeup and like chatting and whatever. As you know, maybe if you've watched some of my other videos, I don't really wear makeup much, but I like the idea of Get Ready With Me, so I do like to craft. So I just kind of made up this series to share my crafting adventures with you guys. And in today's video, we are going to be repurposing an old shoebox to make it usable, like kind of like recycling, upcycling if you will, in a fun way. If you're like me and you have a bunch of old subscription boxes or you have a bunch of shoe boxes laying around, this is something really cool that you can do with them. Now what you're gonna need for this video is a old shoe box or subscription box. I prefer boxes that are on the bigger side and have like a heavy cardboard type material because it's just easier to work with and it's a lot more sturdy, and I think that it'll last a long time. And then you'll need some old magazines. If you don't have old magazines, honestly, I don't know what you can use in place of it. If you have any ideas, please feel free to drop it down in the comment section. But I think using old magazines is probably the best option. You'll also need some scissors and some glue. I typically use like a stick glue rather than Mod Podge, because Mod Podge is, I say Mod Podge all the time, Mod Podge. I prefer to use stick glue rather than Mod Podge because Mod Podge is just a little bit too wet and it kind of wrinkles your magazine paper. And if you have any scrapbooking supplies like stickers or little applique flowers, ribbon, even pretty much anything crafty that you may have lying around, you can also use in this project. Before we get started, let me show you the boxes that I've made in the past. So far I've made 3 boxes for myself and I've also made one for my sister. This is just such a fun project that you can do for yourself or do for other people. Now I can't take full credit for this project. This is something that my friend showed me. Everything goes to her. She knows who she is. So let me show you the ones that I've done and kind of give you a little bit of background about it. So this here is the very first box that I've ever made a few years ago. And when I made it, I had the intention of using it for old memories and keepsakes. So what's on the inside are like things from elementary school and high school. So I have a bunch of old birthday cards, notes that I used to write to my friends, report cards. I even have my high school diploma in here, just like random little keepsakes like that. I find that putting them in one place like this keeps the clutter down in the house, and it's also just like a little time capsule, if you will. So when I was decorating it, I kind of had in mind things that I was into like in elementary school and high school and stuff. Paramore reminds me of my youth, even though I still like them. I got a little bit of mermaid stuff going on here and some cute words and whatnot. It's actually pretty, well, I don't want to say it's simple, but it's really cute and fun, really super colorful. For the bottom, I typically try to find bigger pieces just because no one really sees it. So I don't want to spend too much time on the bottom. I spend most of the time 100% on the top and then on the sides too. The second one that I made, it's like a relationship box. So this box actually I got from Hobby Lobby. It's the kind that just like kind of pops off, you know, so this was interesting to make. It was a little bit more difficult, I would say, than using a shoebox that opens like that. This is for me and my husband. So inside I also have like cards that we've given each other and notes that we wrote to each other and just like other little keepsakes, like maybe memories from trips that we've gone on. So on the outside I have our initials, A and T, The 23 in the middle, 23 is his birthday, 12/23. And then also we had our first date on 10/23, so that's a significant number to us in regards to video games and things that remind me of us, like some games that we've played together and stuff like that. Oh yeah, and one thing that I really like on the inside of the box cover, I put little tickets to movies that we've gone to together. I've got tickets from Disney World and Universal Studios, so it's just like a time capsule. Like I said before, it's really cool. And now the most recent box that I've made is the one that I'm going to show you in this video. So this box is more of my 20s. Here this says, "The future belongs to an educated girl." So in my 20s, of course, I graduated from high school and I started like working and being more focused on my career. So it's like she wears the pants. And what does this one over here say? "We like girls who talk back." So this one is more of like stick it to the man and me kind of coming into my womanhood. Oh, and on the bottom, of course, I've got some Rihanna. So let's get into how I created this box and give you some tips on how you can do your own. Since I've been working on these different boxes over the years, I already have a lot of things cut out from magazines that I haven't used in my other boxes. So I don't really have to cut out as much for this one, but I'll go ahead and show you the process. So I've got a few different magazines here. Really, whatever you have on hand, you'll just probably use. I wouldn't suggest going out and buying new magazines. That's not really sustainable or eco-friendly. So it would be best if you can use what you already have, or maybe you can even go to the library and see if they have any old magazines that they're getting rid of, and that would be a way to you know, cut down on waste. When you're going through the magazines, you want to be looking for a couple of different things. First of all, you want to have some backgrounds. So when you're making your box, you want to kind of cover the back, like the base of your box, all the white space or all the brown space, with something to give you a basis for the background. So I'm typically looking for things that have a nice pattern or solid colors, or I'm always looking like at water because, you know, I'm into mermaids, or like greensy spaces, or, you know, just something that's pretty. Even a picture of a landscape, that would work well as a background too, because once you put your words or your focal pieces over it, it doesn't distract you. Next, you want to look for words that you want to cut out. So anything that you identify with. I typically go for letters such as like my initials, or words that just resonate with me, you know, different ones that I really feel encapsulate my being. And you also want to find some objects. So if you're creating a box that maybe you're going to put makeup in, then maybe you'll have a lipsticks and nail polish and whatever types of things that are makeup related that you want to cut out and put onto your box. You also want to get a variety of sizes. So you want to have some big, some medium, and some small photos or like little cutouts of different objects. I'll be honest with you, you're probably going to need a lot of stuff. I can't really give you a number on how many backgrounds or words or phrases or objects that you're going to need for your box, but you probably want to get more rather than less. Once you've gotten all of your pictures and words and whatnot cut out, now it's time for the fun part and placing them all. So as I mentioned, you want to do the background first. So for this side of the box, I found a couple of different backgrounds that I want to go ahead and use. Once you've decided where you're going to put it, then you can put some glue on the back of your paper and glue it to your box. So for the instance of this side of the box that I'm doing, I want the edge of the paper to be on the edge of the box. So since I already have the top part done, I'm just gonna lay it right on the edge of the edge pretty much. And then once I have all my backgrounds laid, it's time for me to decide which objects and words I want to put down. Now, if all of my backgrounds didn't cover the back of the box, that's okay. You don't want to have too many blank spaces, but if you have a few, that's fine, because you can cover it up with words or with your objects later. And then you also want to cover up the seams of your background. You don't want to see too much difference between the different scenes. So I'm gonna put down this flower to cover up the seam here, and then also the gem to cover up the other seam. And then I'll place some of these white flowers that I use for scrapbooking just to fill up some of the blank space. And that's it. I'm not gonna do too much more to this side of the box. And basically you just wanna do that all around your box. Sorry I didn't show you the whole thing. This was a culmination of a couple of weeks of work. I just worked on it a little bit here and there, and I didn't always film. But hopefully you get the idea of what to do. The key point is just having a good background, and it doesn't always have to be solids. Like in some cases, I use a big flower as part of the background. It really depends on what type of vibe you want for your box. You can really do whatever you want to do with it. Now, when you've finally gotten all of your box done, you've got your background on, you've got your words on, you've got your objects on, and you were like, wow, this box is so me. Now you need to tape it. The reason why we tape it is so it doesn't get messed up. Because if you just leave the magazine parts glued on and you don't do anything else to it, then it's just gonna get messed up over time. The edges will start coming up, pieces will get ripped, and we don't want that to happen. We spent a lot of time working on this and we want it to last for a long time. So we need some tape to kind of laminate it. Now this part is kind of tricky, and you're gonna have to be really careful, because if you mess up, you can't really fix it. So what we're gonna do is take our big like packing tape, and we're going to put a piece, one long piece over each part of the box to tape it down. You wanna go slowly and make sure that you don't have any air bubbles or it doesn't get wrinkled on each part. So be sure to take your time with this, it's really important. You wanna get the tape like edge to edge all over the box. Try not to leave any blank parts that don't have tape on it. And then also try not to overlap too much, because it just doesn't look as good. When you get to the edge of the box, you can just tape over the edge. And that's it. Once you're done, your box should be beautiful, and it should be nice and shiny, like it's been laminated, and it should last a pretty long time. My one that I made for my 20s, I've had for about 6 or 7 years, and it's still in great condition. So I love it so much, and I hope that you guys love your boxes. And like I said, you can do this on so many different types of boxes. Just make sure that it has a heavier like cardboard type feel. Well, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you liked this Get Crafty With Me video. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions about my techniques or anything else. And let me know if you think that you'll make your own box, and if so, what is the theme going to be? And if you guys like this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so you can see more. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one. Ciao!